Hey, what's going on, guys? This is your man Elmer. I'm here with
Diaz, all the way from Kissimmee,
Mr.
Florida.
Diaz. What's going on, guys? Thank you for joining us this beautiful Saturday afternoon. We're very happy that you have taken time to be here with us in our brand new podcast, Entre Amigos. This is our first episode, so we hope that you guys enjoy what we have prepared for you guys tonight. I
First
would like
live
to introduce
episode, live
ourselves
live episode.
live. We're doing
Yeah,
this
we had
on
we had a
spot.
test run the other day that went to shit, but you know,
So we're doing this show. We're doing it raw. There's no uncut. There's no editing. The idea of doing this show like this is so you guys can get an idea of what it feels like to be with a group of guys that just that have been friends for so many years. So Jose, Mr. Diaz, we've been friends for a long time. We're actually missing someone.
yeah, Tony, Pepperoni Tony.
Tony.
Unfortunately, he caught the
We're
flu.
missing our boy Tony. Yeah. So hopefully he's doing better. I know who's taking care
I
of him
think his
today.
boyfriend is taking care of him, making him chicken noodle soup. So you
Hey,
know,
hey, at least he got a good man taking care of him.
we
So
need
that's
we need men like that in our lives, bro.
seriously. But anyways, no, thank you guys for joining us. So basically, I just want to introduce myself. My name's Selmer. Many of you guys already know me, and I'm here. I'm from Rhode Island. I've been here my pretty much my whole life. I was born in Guatemala. I was there until I was 11 years old. I am 45 years old, and Rhode Island's been my city. I'm from Providence, and I can't. I don't see myself going anywhere else. This is home for me. 401 all the time. So
Mhm.
basically, I want to talk about the idea of this podcast. This came to my mind, and then it went into my heart, and I decided to do this to let you guys get like a feeling of what it is that guys talk about when they're together. So
Yeah, exactly.
la razón de este programa es para presentarles una programación sin corte, una programación que no está editada, sino que lo que se dice así es. Y la idea de este programa nació en mi mente y después pasó a mi corazón y era con la idea de compartir con ustedes y dejarles saber qué es lo que los amigos de muchísimos años, how long we've been friends, almost like 30 years, right?
Yeah, just about. We were doing the calculations earlier
About
today.
30 years or something like that.
Yeah, it's like 30
Yeah,
plus
¿qué es
years.
lo que los amigos de 30 años hacen cuando se juntan? ¿Qué es lo que hablan? So, como les digo, esto no
Even
es editado.
even
Esta
DeVito has a
programación
comment
es
there, buddy.
hecha ahí. Let's
Oh,
see what
really?
is the DeVito's comment. Oh, saludos, Elvis, ¿cómo estás? Mucho gusto. Gracias por compartir este tiempo con nosotros de tu día ocupado. That's actually one of my cousins. Saludos a ti, Eddie. Elvis, espero
Elvis,
que estés bien.
welcome. Welcome,
Elvis.
Elvis.
Sí. So, Jose, dime, ¿cómo estás, bro? How you doing, man?
Good, man. It's been a long weekend, man. Over here, spring break started. So, we have a lot of, my wife made a lot of plans to do a bunch of things with the kids, beach, movie theaters, split it up a little bit. We normally would travel, but it's just too much going on, especially nowadays, there's so much congestion, man, traffic everywhere. And so we just decided to stay local. But yeah, overall, it's been a little busy, but,
Well,
staying
I know
active.
you're over there in Florida, man. I'm so jealous, bro. How's the weather over there, by the way?
76 and counting, my brother. It's 76 and counting.
76.
Yeah, yeah. It's
76, bro.
yeah. Hey, look,
We were so excited. Hey, we were so excited. We got 60, I think 64-degree weather the other day, man. Estábamos contentos. As a matter of fact, I even took my motorcycle out. That's how excited I was about like 64-degree weather.
I'm good, man. You can keep that, man. I mean, every now and then it's good to have weather where, it's not so hot, because hot every day gets a little boring. So, when we get these little cold fronts, it feels good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
So
definitely. Definitely. I see that Pepperoni has joined us, in the
Pepperoni Tony's there.
comment
Oh,
section.
Jesus.
Pepperoni has joined.
Yeah.
Yo, Tony, we miss you, man. We wish you would have been here, but we know you're sick. We understand that. So Tony is part of this idea of this vision, entre
Mhm.
amigos. So, hopefully next week when we go back on live, he'll be here with us.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised that his man decided to let him go and make a comment. you know,
El hombre no es
yeah,
celoso.
he
That's
should
right.
be resting. He should be resting or something.
But yeah, so what's going on, Jose? How's your week? How was your week, man?
Yeah, well, it's like I said earlier. It was okay. So again, with the spring break and all that stuff, it gets a little busy over here. It's my wife and I, our schedules are opposite of each other. Which means that when I'm off, she's working, and when she's working, I'm off. So I had to plan.
Okay.
Yeah, I had to plan around her schedule. You know what I mean? And Steph, man, she's
Yeah.
always planning something, always coming up with some ideas, and I'm
Oh, that's what
surprised by
women do, man. That's what a wife does, man. You know what I'm saying? The wife always has something planned. They always got something going on. So,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, I guess.
that's what they're meant to do. So I'm glad, things are happening for you guys, and I guess I'm just happy for you and the family over there because
Yeah,
it's warm, man. Over here, we
yeah.
can't wait till the
The
warm
last
weather.
time you came down here with your kid was on.
Mhm.
How long ago was that? Maybe 2 years
It
ago.
was about 2 years ago that I went to Florida. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It was about 2 years that I went to Florida.
yeah, yeah. We had fun that time too, man. Yeah.
It was good. It was good. I mean, remember the time we were uh actually we went to the pool. I think it was at night. We went to the pool and we were just chilling,
That was
smoking
that
cigars,
was
drinking.
about 5 years ago.
5 years ago. Yeah, yeah. And then it started to
Somebody
rain,
just snuck in.
Papi, papi.
Uh,
You got a special guest.
we got a special guest in the house.
What are you saying?
Okay, we got a special guest coming in, of course.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Tenía que presentarla, tenía que introducirla.
Yeah, that was about maybe 5 years ago.
Yeah,
right?
it was about 5 years ago. One of the
Yeah.
things that impressed me from Florida, I think that was my first time that I went to Florida, was that it was beautiful, and then like out of nowhere, it just started raining, like
Yes, yeah.
pouring.
It's almost like New
and-
England, like it's like unpredictable weather.
Right, right,
Especially in the
unpredictable.
summer. In the summer, it has real hot. Then it rains, and then it gets real muggy. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
it's just it's unbearable sometimes. Yeah.
no,
As a matter of
definitely
fact-
it is.
As a matter of fact, when you came down, I think your oldest daughter was graduating the army or whatever.
The
it was.
army, yeah. So it was somewhere around maybe 2015, 2016. Yeah.
Oh, so it was longer than that.
That's when she was, if I'm not mistaken, she was in Fort Jackson. She was graduating
Yes.
from the National Guard. From what's that called?
The reserves.
The training, the reserves. Yes.
Yeah.
And we actually went to see her. We went to her graduation, and then we took that little trip to Florida from, I think it was South Carolina, North Carolina to Florida. But it was a great experience, man. And like always, man, like I said, we've been friends for so many years. So like every time that I get to see you or that you come up here to New England, man, it's always great. We have so much fun, bro. I think that I have a picture that we took one time that we were at Coal State Park, I think. Remember that Hector was there, estaba Culebra, Tony, tú y yo.
Yeah,
That
my
was,
mom
it
actually
was nice
set
that
that
we
up
all
that
got
day.
together.
Yeah, my mom set up that day, that outing that day.
Yeah, no,
then
that
you
was
guys
pretty
came over,
awesome, man.
Yeah.
That was pretty awesome. So, it was great having you. I think every time that you come down here, we have so much fun, man, because it just the whole group gets together and we I guess DeVito has a question.
Oh, DeVito.
It's fun, No, it's fun when we all get together because yo siento como que cuando todos nos juntamos así en grupo, entre los amigos, nos divertimos tanto y yo creo que yo me río tanto que a mí hasta la lágrima se me sale. It's awesome, man, all of us being, together. But
I think, the what keeps us all interested and always in communication is the fact that we go out of our ways to find each other.
Yeah.
It's when if you're visiting somewhere locally, you make it it's part of the program that, hey, I gotta go visit so and so, or I gotta
Right,
visit.
right, right.
It's every time I go back up north, for a fact I'm hitting you guys up. I'm looking you guys up. Hey, what are we up to this week? And I'm over here for a set amount of days. Let's go eat, and then let's go have dinner. Let's go have a drink, smoke a cigar somewhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, definitely. So we have a question here. What's your
We got
favorite
a couple
thing about
questions,
each
man.
other? We have a couple questions, huh?
Well, I definitely love Tony's accent, his New York accent. I'm sorry that his man's probably listening, but it's for as many years as
Yeah,
he's been in Rhode Island, his New York Bronx accent,
yeah.
it's just
Like
it's
that
just
turns you
divine.
on.
It's divine. Yes, absolutely.
Uh, no, that's a good question. I mean,
My favorite thing about Elmer, Tony, and even Hector, that maybe someday he'll be on, is the fact that we're family oriented.
yeah,
That
yeah,
no matter what we do, where we've been, what we've done, we always plan with our families, and we always do things with families. And I think that that's what keeps the dynamic strong, that we have the same
right.
ideals, same principles about family and raising kids, and we also help each other out. So I think Shayla, I think that's your daughter asking that
Hmm.
question.
Yeah.
To answer that question, I think that's what it is about. What attracts me to Tony especially.
I think the New York accent. I, I think I can agree with you, man. Being, I think all of us, the whole group, the whole wolf pack,
Hmm.
we all family oriented, and one of the things that I guess I can say about each one of you guys is that you guys are all great dads,
Hmm.
you know, and I consider myself a good dad,
Hmm.
and I admire you guys. You know what I'm saying, for the the type of fathers that you are. It's
Hmm.
crazy because we met each other before we had kids, when we were kids,
Yeah, we
you
grew
know
up each other, man.
and yeah, so we were kids, and then we became boyfriends, husbands, and then we became fathers, and now we're at a level where we became grandfathers.
Grandfathers, yeah,
You
man.
know what I'm saying?
Different stages,
So
different
that's
stages.
amazing. It's all different stages. I guess we all have lived those different stages, and I think that's a quality that we have that will keep us unite forever. But as personality wise, man, what do I like about Tony? About Tony,
Stop,
I
he's mine.
I, I guess Tony's a cool cat, man. Tony's the type of guy, he will take his shirt off for you,
Literally.
and literally.
And
And
willingly.
you're like, oh. El
So
tío,
Tony
dale
was
dos
doing,
cervezas y yo se
yeah,
quita la camisa, Tony.
Pepperoni Tony was doing t-shirt time before t-shirt time became a
he,
thing, bro.
he was doing Borico has gone guayo. But no, on a serious note, though, Tony is the type of dude, he's legit, man. He's faithful to your friendship. The dude's 100%. He's there when you need him. He could be an asshole sometimes, but hey.
But here's the thing about that. And I'm glad you brought that topic up, because it's you need people like that. You can't always
You,
say,
yeah, 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 of
you're
course.
doing the right thing. Yeah, you're doing the right thing. You always got the friends that don't want to say nothing. You know what I mean? But it's always good to have
Right.
somebody to say, hey, listen, man, I think you got to bring it back a couple of notches. You're going off topic, or you're doing this wrong, or I think it should be done this way. Somebody who could tell you how it
Yeah,
is, the way it should be. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I guess
No,
an
I
asshole
I,
like
I
that
think that
is good.
he's a good asshole.
Yeah.
He has no it's in the group you got to have all the whole enchilada. What
Yeah.
did you say earlier? You got to have the smart one, You have to have the drunk one.
The drunk one, the overly
You gotta have
educated one.
Yeah, you gotta have the funny one, you know. And in
Yeah.
our case, Tony's the asshole, but he's a cool asshole. We love him. Now, you know, Tony and I, man, over here, like, there was a couple of times that we went without like communicating with each other, and he was doing his thing, you know, I was doing my thing, and then this is the good thing about friendship between guys. Uh, you know, we stopped seeing each other for like, I don't know, over a year, 2 years, and then when we finally see each other, it's like it was like I saw him yesterday. You know, there's no like
Yeah.
awkward moments. There's nothing like that. You know, we just connect. You know, so there's been times, you know what I'm saying. There's been gaps throughout these years where we didn't communicate, but it always goes back to the beginning. That friendship. So I love Tony. Hector's. Everyone that knows us knows that one of the pack, the wolf pack. Hector's one of our boys. He's doing his thing. He's busy. He has become a very successful man. He's doing his thing. So we love him too. He was more kind of like the reserved type of guy. He was very quiet most of the time. To me, I think he was more quiet. Now you Jose, man, you're funny, bro. You're a funny dude, man. All right.
I'm a little
Hey,
bit
if
over.
you guys
I'm
ever
all over
want
the place, man.
if you guys ever want someone, right, to be in a chicken wing competition, this is the man right here. Hey, listen, put your money on Jose. He'll definitely win you the chicken wing
We
competition.
got this, man. Just bring out those wing things, bro.
He'll put a chicken wing like
clean it.
clean. No meat left on that chicken wing.
And in no way, shape, or form am I promoting alcoholism or irresponsibility with alcohol.
We're definitely not.
But I could say that after a few drinks, on a busy night, having fun with the guys and the fellas, we order some chicken wings. If you ain't, if you're not paying attention, man, it's like you never ordered chicken wings, bro. Some things are gone, bro.
DeVito. I see DeVito. What do you want to take care of that and say?
DeVito has another question. Let's see.
DeVito has another question.
What do you think is important value to have as a friend? Wow, that's a really good one.
We're getting some deep questions over here.
Yeah, man. I think I'm gonna have to bounce on this one, man. No, I'm just kidding. A great value would be let's see. There's so many because I'm thinking within the group, because everybody has their different personalities. But,
I think I got an answer that on top of my head.
Mm-hmm.
I think it'll be trust.
Definitely
trust.
Absolutely.
So I speak for experience. I'm a loyal friend. There's a lot of like rules that come with when someone sees you as their best friend. And I think those are like rules that we should not violate, and the word best friend could be said just from the mouth, just like, oh yeah, he's my best friend.
Yeah, just to say
just to say it. But meaning it's a totally different level. And I think that trust through friendships, it always gets put to the test.
Mm-hmm.
All
the time.
And I think that's where you filter who's your true friend and who's not your true friend. So like Tony Pepperoni said, loyalty, trust is what's most important in a friendship. If you find someone, right, as you're getting older, as you're growing up, you find someone that holds your secrets, or in a lot of times, and this happens in between guys a lot, that you have a beautiful girlfriend or a beautiful wife, and then you have a one of your friends that's supposedly in your group, and behind your back they're like like stabbing you or talking bad about you just so they can get your girl's attention. that's going to happen, and I went through that a couple times, where I was betrayed by people that I thought, were my best friends, or they were friends of mine, and this happened years ago. So I learned from that, and because I went through that experience, I think that I can now talk about it, and trying to like maybe educate like the young fellas about, everybody could say they're your best friends, but in reality,
yeah,
it's less than this,
less.
because you cannot trust everybody,
Mm-hmm.
and whoever is considered your best friend and goes through that trust process and they become successful, that's a lifetime friend right there.
Yeah. Also, empathy. I think
Empathy.
empathy. Yeah, I think empathy. Amongst friends is important, because you could be feeling some type of way. I could be feeling a certain way. We need to understand those feelings, and try to advise and talk through it. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
We're not perfect. You know what I mean? We have, at times we get negative thoughts, or we want to give up on things, and do make certain decisions that probably wouldn't be agreeable to a friendship or the family dynamic. So that's where we all come in, and we empathize with each other, and we kind of counsel each other, so to speak, and give each other advice. So I think
Yeah, no.
empathy is a big one to have, amongst friends, especially if they're true friends, like you're saying.
Mhm.
Because like you're saying, it's you can call anybody a friend
Right, right, right.
or best friend, but are they really?
Yeah.
Did they really grind it with you? You know?
One of the things that I learned the other day is that when you're in your early 20s and stuff like that, um, you're surrounded by so much people, right?
Yeah.
And as you get older, the group of people, if you had 20 friends when you were in your early 20s, now you have 10. As you get older, like now you're 30, you'll have 5 friends. And it's not that, one of the things that I learned is that it's not that they go away or they go their own way. A lot of times they disappear because you unconsciously start filtering people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You start
You get what I'm
eliminating.
saying?
Yeah,
You start
absolutely.
you start filtering
Yeah.
people. So because now you're mature and you understand what's good for you and what's not good for you. What is a good motive, a good friend to have around, a good person to have around, and what is not.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why the group of people as you get older becomes smaller.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that they disappear; it's that you unconsciously
Yeah.
filter them.
Yeah. You're filtering them,
You
exactly.
filter them, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of things that we do like that, that we do it not being conscious, and it just gets better. Yeah, it gets better.
Yeah. No, you're
Um,
right.
DeVito has a question.
DeVito, what advice would you give someone who's turning 30? Oh, jeez. All right, well, that depends. Are you going to Vegas to celebrate? Uh, somebody who's turning 30. Well, it depends on where you're at your life. Financially, professionally, uh, family, who you with family. It all depends on what you're doing. What I would say is, if you're not already, um, in a career path financially, you gotta get your act together, because I'm seeing a lot of guys out there that are still trying to figure it out. You know,
Mhm.
they're still trying to figure out what they want to do with themselves, career wise, or even trying to build a business. They just
Yeah.
they can't figure it out yet. I would say, if you have people giving you advice, like our group, listen to each other. Take some of those advice. Yeah, you might not think that it's not good for you, but in reality, that person's probably already been through it, and he's advising you to take that path, so you could be, a little more comfortable. But at 30, again, it depends where you're at in your life, man. Because our advice might not mean anything to you. Me telling you, smoke less cigars. You know what I mean? It just depends where you're at in your life.
Smoke good cigars if you're
It's
gonna
it's
smoke.
it's definitely a good question. Again, it just depends. It depends what stage in your life you're at right now, and maybe if you tell
I
me
think
that,
that's 100% accurate. Yeah. Yeah. No, I think it's 100% accurate. I mean, how would you advise someone that's 29 turning 30? Um, I think by the age of 30, we should have our shit together.
yes, you should
Unfortunately,
be.
we are
You
men,
should already.
and
Yes.
80% of us don't have our shit together at the age of 30. I
Somebody
think
said,
that a lot of
"Live in the
us
moment.
at the
Life is
age of
short."
30.
I like that one. I like
No,
that one.
hey, I'm gonna get back to that. That's pretty awesome because I'm a great believer of living the present, living the moment, and
Yes,
I'm gonna get back to that one. But
but
going back to
I'm a granddad now, so I can't really live in the moment.
I think that, like I said, at the age of 30, we should have our shit together. My advice that I can give you, that I can give someone uh, that's turning 30 and is looking for an advice will be try to hang out with people that is smarter than you.
yeah,
Try to look for people that are better than you, that are more successful. There's a saying that if you hang out with two fools, you will become the third one.
you'll become the third fool.
If you hang out with you become the third fool, yeah. And if you hang out with two smart guys, you will become the third smart guy.
And it's not. And
So
it's not
if
necessarily. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
go ahead. No, well,
No,
I was
go
gonna
ahead.
say, no. Thanks, man.
I'm
Such
sorry,
an
bro.
asshole.
Oops.
Yeah. See that? Hey,
Sorry,
the next
dude.
question should be what do you don't like about your friends? It's a guy right there.
Case in point.
Hey, I don't even have to say anything. He just answered that question. But no, I lost my train of thought. But yeah, man, just look for people that are better than you, that are more educated. Um, like I'll go back to the beginning of this question. Was that I said that unfortunately at the age of 30, a lot of guys have not matured yet, and they still think that they're in their 20s and they still want to party and they still want to drink. Let me tell you, you're already halfway through your life. 35, you're considered old already. If you really think about it, you're not beginning your life, you're already halfway.
Halfway.
My advice again, look for people that are smarter than you, look for people that are more educated than you, look for people that have goals, look for people that can motivate you, look for people that are successful so you can become successful. And one of the things that I learned, and I was introduced by someone I loved, you know, educate yourself on reading. Read books, man. Read books. I cannot preach enough about reading books. Educate yourself on somebody else's experiences.
Yes. Well, that's what really
I always say that. Go ahead.
When it really comes down to it, it's that's what it really is. You know what I mean? It's not necessarily like you're saying, surround yourself with people that are better than you, because I say that no matter what you do, you should always think that nobody is better than you, right? But
but what I mean by that is someone that you can learn from.
But they have their act together. They have their act
Yeah,
together. They've
don't,
been
like
there and done that.
Yeah, like that saying says, if you hang out with a fool, you will become a fool. But if you hang out with people that are educated or people that already have business, they're going to tell you how to create your business. You show them the idea, they'll be like, hey, listen, Jose, this is how you're going to do these things. This is how you're not going to do it. That's what I mean by surrounding yourself with people that are better than you. Not necessarily, I mean, by like ethics or anything like that. I mean, by being successful.
Unless you're
because I think
Pepperoni
that's
Tony.
what that question's all about. Huh? What happened?
Unless you're Pepperoni Tony.
No, I get it. I get it. And you're right about reading. I try to read when I can read. At work, I try to take time away from all the madness.
I'm addicted to that. I go like this when I don't read. I'm like, oh God, I need to read.
Well, that's called being a crackhead. But let's pass that.
That's. Oh, I always try to take time at work to to read and take so just to separate my mind from whatever's going on at work with all the chaos and whatever. So
Yeah, yeah.
it's always good to pick up a book and try to. I mean, I still got books there that I started reading, haven't finished it because I jump into another one. Maybe that's not a
Yeah.
good thing. I don't know.
It's not.
But I finish a lot of them. I get stuck on a few because maybe it just doesn't interest me at that point in time, and I just move on from it. But that doesn't mean that I stop,
Yeah.
reading or trying to educate myself, for better.
Can I ask you a question? Do
Mhm.
you remember the first book that you read that you finished entirely, like that you completely
Well,
finished?
you're talking recently or like ever?
Your first book.
My first book ever.
Yeah. Yeah.
My first book ever was I was probably in middle school, and it was called Spider Town by Abraham Rodriguez.
All right. Now let me ask you a question. When you were on the last pages of the book, what was your feeling, your sensation? The reason why I'm asking this is because I want to know if we share the same feeling.
The same
How I felt,
enthusiasm about reading.
enthusiasm. No, about finishing the book and all right. So I'm gonna tell you one thing. So I finished my first book that I finished. It was by Ravi Zacharias. He passed away, and as I was getting to the ending of the book, um, I felt this. I don't know if it's called anxiety or what it was, but I felt like I needed to finish, and I just couldn't wait until I was done with it. Be, and when I finally got to the last page, oh man, it felt so good because it was a decent book. It was kind of era grande, tenía un montón de páginas, como like
Were you happy
300
you were done with that big ass book, or you were just like, oh shit?
No, because no, I wanted it finished, but the excitement that I felt that I had finished a book,
Mm-hmm.
I felt like I had accomplished something.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that feeling right there, that feeling there stood with me up until now.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I start reading a book, I finish it, because to me finishing a book is a big accomplishment.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
that's why I'm asking you. That's
Well,
why I asked you how you feel when you finish the book.
it depends because I've read books that I'm like, I can't believe I just wasted my time on this thing. You know what I
But you
mean?
finished it.
Yeah, but I finished books that that I didn't enjoy, and when I do finish books that I do enjoy, I'm more to that aspect, like you're describing. Like, damn man, this is it, man. Is there a part
Yeah.
2 to this? You know what I mean? But there's a lot of like just most recently, I had to read a book because I was I was in process of promoting at work, so they had
Okay.
us all reading a book there that I'm not even going to give it any clout, man, because it wasn't my type of book, but I was
Okay.
forced to read it because it was part of the promoting process at work. So I was like, somebody said I like coloring books.
Yeah.
But
One
it's
thing I like about Tony, he's the immature friend. He's like the little kid.
yeah. So that book, maybe somebody else would have enjoyed it. I know people at work, they were speaking highly of it. It just didn't. It
Okay.
wasn't me. It wasn't
Didn't
attracting.
interest you.
No. I was just forced to read it, and yeah, I didn't like it at all. But there are books that I do enjoy. I read a book about the Black Samurai, the first Black Samurai in ever, in history. That one was very, very interesting. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And then when I got towards the end of it, it kind of left you like a cliffhanger, like you're saying. It was like, man, and that book was like probably like that big, man. So I was like, damn, that's it, man. Leaving me hanging here, man. And I wanted to know more, but it was more of a historical facts book than anything else. It was just explaining how this gentleman became the first African American, not African American, sorry, African samurai in a nation of all, samurais. So
Okay.
it was just interesting, you know. But
No,
I get what you're saying with the whole, you know, does it interest you? Do you fall into it? Did you fall in love with it? Do you want more? You know, some yes and some no. You know.
no. Yeah. There's, you know, I have picked up a lot of books that I have started reading them, and as I'm going through them, I'm like, okay, well, this is a little bit boring, but I always try to pick up something from them and learn something from them. One of the things that I want to advise the young people, the people, it doesn't have to be young, but people that don't read, it's people, when it comes to books, people would put like 5-10 years of research to write one book.
Mm-hmm.
And they will probably talk to maybe 1,000 people, you know, to write one book. And in a book this thick or this thin, you will get all the information that it took them 5, 10, 15 years to write.
Yeah.
That's the beauty about reading books, that you get someone's worth and someone's experience. The video, man, and the questions. You get someone's life experience in a book, and you know, it's great. You know, books are great, man.
I had a cousin. I
guess the
had a
video
cousin.
says,
You remember Rosie, right?
Rosie,
Rosie
yeah,
used,
I remember Rosie.
yeah,
Yeah,
man. Yo, listen, man. Rosie used to read books, man. Like somebody told her, "Hey, we're taking all the books ever written and we're gonna burn them." You
she
know,
was hungry.
she was hungry for books, man. She used to read
Mhm.
books like you would not believe, man. You know, I'm not that enthusiastic about reading books like that. I like more stuff that interests me, or you know, that would probably inspire me in a different way, you know. So yeah,
Yeah, no, I get it. There's a little bit of everything, but you know, we fell into this subject because you know, someone was asking a question about what would you advise someone that's turning 30, and my answer to that was reading books. But we got so much. But guys, thank you. You know, we are happy that
I
we
said go
have.
to Vegas. This guy said read books.
That's a good thing about friends. You know, there's always like different opinions. You got this guy telling you to do evil. You got this guy telling you to do good. Yo,
yeah.
so what's up, man? You keeping up with the Celtics over there in Florida, or what?
Listen, man, I download every sports app that I can to be connected with New England, Boston
Right, we
Red
don't get a
Sox,
championship this
Celtics.
week, this year. Forget
Oh
about
my
it.
God, man! Let me tell you, man, the Celtics are on fire this year. You know what I mean?
They are. They're a
If
great
they
team, man.
if they don't win this year, man, it was all for nothing, kid.
Yeah.
It was all for nothing. They wasted their time, and I'm gonna go back and jump on the train with Tony, and be a Knick fan. So I'm gonna be that disappointed.
Well, you was a Knicks fan before?
Yeah, I was a Knick fan when in the Jordan era.
Patrick Ewing and all that stuff.
Yes,
Patrick
in the
Ewing.
Jordan, everybody. It was almost like today's day, you know, with Kobe and LeBron James. Everybody was jocking these guys. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
back then, I felt the same way in the early '90s. You know what I mean? I was like, what is it with the? You know, I was like, I'm tired. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of hearing it. So I was like, I need to pick a team. And the Celtics back then, you know, Larry Bird was already gone. He was already on his way
So
out.
there was a big gap. There was nothing
Yeah,
going on with the
it was a
Celtics.
huge gap, man. So I was like, you know what? Let me jump on that Knick bandwagon, and I fell in love with the Knicks, man. I love their grittiness.
I like the colors. That's all I could say. I like the Knicks colors. I don't know.
No. The Knicks back then, man, were awesome, man. They were just gritty, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I jumped on that bandwagon.
Yeah, all the Laker fans, they're all assholes. Same thing like the Yankees.
Yeah, Yankees.
So, tell me why. Everyone that's a New York Yankee fan, it's a Lakers fan, bro.
Yeah, because
tell me that. Go explain that to me.
I'll explain it easy.
They're assholes.
I can't tell you much about UFC. I really don't watch UFC.
That's too brutal for me. I can't talk about UFC. That's
Yeah,
brutal.
no,
Esos son animales dándose golpes.
well, no, it's not that. It's for me. It's
It's
not
too
that
much,
it's too
bro.
brutal. I just think
Yeah, it's too
I just
brutal.
I never really followed it. I like the.
I'm a lover, not a fighter.
I like the competitiveness. You know what I mean? But I'm more of a I'm more of a boxing fan than anything else.
Yeah,
UFC is good. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of competition in UFC, but I never really followed it like that. You know, so. I remember when it first came out. You remember when UFC first came out, man?
Yeah,
it was
I
like
remember,
it was like
man.
unsanctioned, man. You had this
You had to
500-pound guy fighting a
Yeah,
120-pound dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah,
And that was like they serve UFC for breakfast, man. It's everywhere, man. Everybody wants to do UFC. I personally don't like UFC, man. I think that's too brutal, man. I think human beings shouldn't beat each other like that for money or for fame. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is at the end of the day. I guess it became another sport back in the day. You know, people used to like, kill themselves with swords till the end.
UFC is for men who drink milk and do push-ups.
Yo, I guess DeVito says I like Mahomes.
I listen. Let me tell you something. If Mahomes,
I like Mahomes, he's pretty cool. He's a good kid. I like him. He's good. He's good. The kid got talent.
If Mahomes wins another one between the next 2 to 3 years, I'm sorry to say, man, but this guy is on track to surpass our boy Tom Brady. I'm gonna be real. This guy's on a whole new level, man. And he just reconstructed his contract, almost what Brady was doing back then. You know, always reconstructing to bring in new talent.
So you mean he gave up the $500 million he got?
I would say
what he got.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Almost $500 million, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm not sure exactly what he did with his money, but I want to say that he's doing what Brady did back then. You know, maybe go more incentive wise. You know, with earning to continue on this path. Because let me tell you, man, these guys remind me of what we were doing back then, man. Kansas City,
drinking and partying and smoking cigars. That's what we were doing.
Yeah, these guys are on a whole new level, man.
John Jones versus Mahomes. Who's John Jones?
She's probably talking about UFC also. Is that what you were talking about?
I think I'll take John Jones beat over Mahomes. Mahomes all the way.
Oh, John Jones.
But John Jones. Fill me in on John Jones. I don't know who John Jones is, but I think that Mahomes needs to win. He needs to win a lot more before he gets to Brady's level. Oh, John Cena?
No, I think she's talking about the UFC Mahomes. I think that's what it is. Yeah, we just went off. We went on a rant.
We went off topic. Hey guys, listen, don't take us off the topic over here.
Yeah, you got to be specific when you say Mahomes, man, because the only Mahomes I know, you know, like Pepperoni Tony. I'm gonna have to read about him in a book.
Yeah, but no, I mean, I think that it could be. It could happen. You know, one of the things Jose that about football, right, is that.
Sir, we're on a podcast. It's Mr. Diaz.
Mr. Diaz. Yeah, my bad. Mr. Diaz. Mr. Diaz. So one of the things that I think that has changed in football since I started watching it is how much they protect the quarterback. So like if you have like a linebacker, right, that's blitzing, he has to be careful he doesn't hit the quarterback below the waist or the knees, you know. He also has to make sure he doesn't give him a late hit, because if it's like a 3rd and 5, now you do a late hit because you're blitzing. Now you give him a 1st and down. So it's almost like they protect the quarterback so much.
See, but
all the quarterbacks they last a long time, bro. Before, if you watch the NFL back from the days,
the 80s, 70s,
yeah,
80s,
they used to get hit.
They used to get
like their career was short. Same thing like the running backs. Their career was short. You know what I'm saying? But nowadays they have so much protection, you could barely touch them.
Yeah, and here's the thing:
spank him in the ass, and you already get a flag. You get a 15-yard. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like quarterback, it's so easy to break records nowadays for a quarterback in the NFL because they are so protective. So the ones that are paying the consequences of the quarterbacks being protected are the defensive line and the linebackers, which love to hit the quarterback, but now they have to be careful.
Well,
they don't want to, you know what I'm saying? They don't want to give their team, that extra, the opposite team an extra 15 yards because they hit them late.
Yeah.
So,
well, they do that now because of the money that they're spending on these quarterbacks. You know what I mean?
I understand, but he has taken a lot. He has taken a lot from the game. So you're paying this quarterback, right? 54, $100 million. Then you're paying a linebacker what, 20 something million dollars. He can't do his job.
Yeah, and a lot of it is. And a lot of these calls is because is momentum, like they just broke that line to sack that QB, they're trying to avoid it, but momentum doesn't allow them not to touch them. They have to, they have no choice. It's almost like the kicker, flag on the on play on the kicker because momentum, he went to go block that punt return,
right?
And with momentum, he hit the kicker on accident, but they still flag it.
Yeah,
it's just a lot of crap, man.
DeVito has a question.
DeVito, where's DeVito? What we got? You think Tony would be a good quarterback?
I'm sure his boyfriend could probably answer that question.
Unfortunately, his boyfriend's not available. Yo, Tony will be a good towel guy.
Hey, I saw a question here about the WWF. I just saw.
I think it was Ruben.
Ruben, my brother, huh?
Yeah, Ruben. I think we have Ruben. Ruben, are you still on, buddy?
What's up, Ruben?
Let us know what's going on.
Hey, how about WWE? So WWE, I saw that The Rock came back.
He did?
Yeah, I was shocked.
Like 50?
Yeah, the dude's 52, I think, or something like that.
He's old, yeah.
Yeah, so
listen, I like the WWE. Remember when it used to be what was it? World Wrestling Federation.
Yeah,
that's
WWF,
what it was, right?
Yeah.
WWF. Yeah, that's when I started watching it. I used to like the Undertaker, the Big Show, Hulk Hogan,
the Warrior,
Ric Flair, the Warriors. ¿Cómo es que se llaman los hermanos estos que les llega así?
Jesse the Body Ventura. Oh, the Bushwhackers.
The Bushwhackers.
The Bushwhackers, yeah, they were pretty wild, bro. I used to love the WWF.
Maria, I like that one. Waterboy Tony.
Waterboy Tony.
Yeah.
So
Maria's like, he could be my water boy. He could water my plants.
You would have to fight his boyfriend off his kung fu grip to get him.
Hey, you will have to make a better chicken soup than his boyfriend.
Oh my god. Yeah.
But no,
I hope he's feeling better, man.
Ruben, feels that yeah, man. Freaking WWF used to be the thing. I'm not quite sure what's going on right nowadays with WWE. All I know is McMahon was getting sued or something. But
yeah, you're talking about Vince McMahon,
Vince
the owner.
McMahon, yeah.
Yeah,
the owner. Well, he's not the owner no more, right? Didn't he give up the rights to it?
Yeah, he I think he sold his share of the company, but again, he was forced to sell it because of everything that was going on. You know, all the chaos.
No, he got into a lot of trouble.
Yeah, a lot of hush money. You know what I mean? So
a lot of responsibility comes with all that power.
And I'm sure returning The Rock over to WWE had something to do with, not losing their clientele, their fan base. They were like, you know what, let's try to bring this guy back so we won't lose any fan base because of so and so, and all the allegations and the lawsuits. You know what I mean? So I'm sure it had something to do with it. Yeah. But again, it is what it is.
But yeah, guys, I want you guys to participate with us on whatever questions or whatever subjects you guys want to talk about. Feel free to
Maria, she said, "Nah, he's too bald." Oh man,
yeah, Maria's great, man. I love Maria.
I don't know who is she.
Maria is one of Shayla's great friends. She's pretty good. She's actually from Bolivia.
Okay.
She's from Bolivia. What else we had? TikTok.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, we're
The
forgetting
whole
about
TikTok,
TikTok.
the
Oh,
whole
the
TikTok
world favorite
controversy.
TikTok. I love TikTok.
Yeah, I'm a little disappointed, man. Like I was telling you, offline, it's insane to me how they're so about being a country of democracy and
The
freedom and
United
freedom of
States you're talking about?
yeah, the US,
Okay.
about freedom of speech, but you're taking away an avenue for people to make money, for people to be
Yeah,
outspoken.
yeah. That has actually made millionaires. Yeah. Mhm.
Millionaires, not,
Millionaires.
not
Yeah,
only
young
that,
people.
I've learned how to do a few things on TikTok, believe it or not,
Oh,
man.
those hacks, bro. I love those hacks. The
So,
hacks.
for
Yeah.
them to try to take away, it's you're speaking or you're doing what you say you wouldn't do, and it's take away speech, freedom of speech,
Right.
So it's it just it's confusing to me, on this whole bill and what they're trying to do with TikTok. Now, let me tell you something. They say it's because of they're stealing information and whatnot. Listen, man, my information has been stolen. I don't know how many times. I'm still here, man. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you can go ahead and fix my credit after stealing it, by all means, man, please do it.
Please delete all my delinquent accounts.
Yeah, please do what you
Hey,
can
if
do to
you're
help.
listening,
Yeah,
delete them all.
yeah. Let's help each other out. If you stole my
I'll
information,
wash your hands, you wash mine.
Please
I'll
help
give you
me.
my boat.
yeah. So and it goes against everything that they're saying because
Right.
Facebook still steals your information.
Yeah.
They're downloading all your information. Instagram, they got your Snapchat, they got your all these companies have your information, man.
Yeah.
So I think it's more like my wife said earlier. She said it's more of a power move than anything else.
I think at the end of the day, them canceling TikTok, it will just benefit Facebook, bro.
Oh, absolutely. And let me tell you something. Facebook will probably buy them.
And Facebook is an American account.
Yeah, and they'll buy them. They'll be like, you know what? Okay, so
Yeah.
let's bring TikTok back because it made billions of dollars to God knows who.
Yeah.
Why can't I have? So it's a monopoly, man, and it's pretty much disgusting, man, really, because you're saying one thing and you're acting another way.
Right. Yeah.
Especially again, man, I'm all for people trying to make their lives, their livelihoods. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Give advice on TikTok. I've seen plenty of good stuff on there, man. Educational,
I have too. Yeah.
inspirational. Exactly what we're talking about here. They do it on that platform.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so why would you try to take that away from people who are trying to find an avenue to get out there and speak freely, man?
Yeah.
I think it's just wrong.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I can share many stories, the things that I learned on TikTok.
Let's do that for another day, but go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah. I learned in TikTok how to check the oil on my engine.
And with that note, we're gonna go.